Black vote ain't for sale no more. Black vote ain't for sale. We bartering on business. We standing on business. Bring us some tangibles or get out of my face. Ricky Smiley, I love you, but crying on the radio for Kamala Harris, my brother, that's an all-time low. Don't do that again, Ricky Smiley. Don't you get on your radio show and cry for Kamala. Don't you do that, my brother. If you want to cry for Kamala Harris, if you want to cry for Kamala Harris, you do that in the privacy of your house. But if we're going to be honest, Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley, and I love you both, no hate to my big brothers. But if we're going to be honest, Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey, y'all only carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Can we please be honest? Can we see? I want y'all to understand, overstand, and understand what King Kong is talking about. Y'all carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Kamala Harris and the Democratic plantation is paying you celebrities, paying you to shame black people into voting. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of the vote, but they being paid. Y'all being bought. They offer me $10K for an interview with Kamala Harris. I don't want your money, but we can definitely do the interview. They offer me $10K for an interview with Kamala Harris. Yes, we can do the interview. Keep your damn money. King Kong consciousness ain't for sale. I'm one of the real ones. Silverback Garvey Gorilla. I'm one of the real ones. Silverback Garvey Gorilla. Don't come to me with no propositions for money. I don't live for no money. I'm not one of these goofy ass rappers whose whole life is nothing but what you can buy and own. You dealing with real African DNA. This is real ancestral energy over here. I'm not no Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey. You don't drop no check off and say, get the Negroes to the plantation on November the 4th. You don't drop no check off and say, get the Negroes to the plantation.
I don't agree with everything that Dr. Umar says. As a matter of fact, I disagree with a lot of stuff that he says. But, I mean, listen. He did have a point. Don't drop no check off to me and say, hey, get the black people to the polls come November. Like, nah. I ain't for sale. And actually, crap, what's his name? He does the undercover... Oh, why am I drawing a blank? He got kicked out of like his own company a while back because of like the board or something and created a new organization. Goodness gracious. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he had a video where he was talking about something similar to that, where he was talking about how much are you worth? Or how much is your loyalty worth? Because if you have a price on loyalty, then you can be bought. You know, why am I drawing? I can see his face too. And I know some of you are probably typing it in the comment section right now. But I wanted to get to this video because, you know, Kamala isn't, first off, I don't believe Kamala is black. Just because you're Jamaican doesn't mean you're black. And I've explained that before. There's other races of Jamaicans that aren't black. Okay. But they are getting so desperate to try to make it seem and sound as if Kamala is this super pro-black, blackity-black woman, that they have, like, buried some of these stories. And I'm going to be bringing some of these stories back out to the light. I already have brought out one previously. I can't remember the black singer's name, but how Kamala took her estate, gave it to some other folks, took it away from the woman's daughter and her family because she wasn't managing it right. Who is Kamala to say that she's not managing the money right? Like, it's her family's estate. That was her mother's work that Kamala gave to some other folks, right? Took it away from the black family and gave it away to somebody else. But we're supposed to believe Kamala is blackity black. Yeah, all right. So I got another story today, and it is about a guy by the name of Jamal Truelove, and you guys have to hear it. You got to hear it. This is despicable work. This is crazy work right here. What Kamala tried to do to this brother, amongst others, because I'll have some more videos coming soon. Stay tuned. And with that being said, let's dive in.
Yeah, we ended up losing. And after I lost, got convicted, whether the sentence came in, you know, obviously the courtroom is full. I know who this lady Kamala Harris is, right? People in the projects knew who she was because she was a black district attorney. And we thought that we had a black district attorney in office, right? And who we perceived to be black, right? That's from Oakland. And that's all we kind of knew. And we would think that, that she would, be a little bit more favorable to us. Now, during my trial, I didn't even think of this lady, just in general. I just knew that she was the head DA. They never came and tried to talk to me or anything of the sort, right? It was strictly, you did this, we charging you, you're going down. So at my preliminary, on verdict day, I remember seeing her in the back when I walked in, and when they laid down announced that I was, convicted for first degree murder, which I already knew I was convicted because the jury asked a question to the bailiff, because they give like these questions to be clear to the judge or whatever it may be, and we get to know what the question is. They bring us down to what the question is. And the question was, what's the difference between first degree murder and second degree murder? So I already knew that they just decided if it's going to be first degree or second degree. So I already came in there with the energy of like, I'm convicted. Now, they already knew too. So that's why the courtroom was super packed. And you see Kamala Harris like literally like front row, opposite side on the defensive side. And, when they came with the verdict guilty, me, I wanted to make sure I seen every nigga that was in that motherfucker on that side, not supporting me, and everybody else that was on that side. Because I knew, for one, I didn't do it. I stood on principle, and, and I was going to fight to ultimately get back. And I'll never forget when I turned around and I looked and I seen Kamala Harris, we locked eyes this one time, and she laughed. She literally just like kind of bust out laughing, almost as in if she was pointing at a nigga like, ha, 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 ha. That's how I felt. Though she didn't point, but that's how I felt when she was laughing at the verdict coming down. So, I took it in. It's like, all right, pause. And it was like, all right, whatever. So now the next thing that I need to figure out is how can I get a retrial before I get sentenced, right? I don't know. I'm learning all of this stuff. I'm learning the law. What is it that, it is? Nobody, out of everybody that was there, everybody knew I didn't do it, but niggas in their mind, they thought of it as even if you came and testified to say that I didn't do it and not say that somebody else did it, that's still telling. When it's not.
Yeah. Because we talked a lot about how, Kamala is obviously not pro-black, but the media has been trying to spin it as if she hasn't locked up a lot of black people, which I expect, right? That's par for the course. I saw something today that said that, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I kind of believe it. It makes sense. That said 85% of the news coverage for Kamala has been positive. 85. And it said 89% of the news coverage for Trump has been negative. So 85 positive for Kamala, 89 negative for Trump. I don't know if that's true, but I believe it, right? And I say I don't know if it's true because I haven't like independently verified any of that, right? How would you even do that? Like, I believe it just based on what I've seen personally, what I've been watching on a daily basis, and what you guys have probably seen as well. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm not shocked that they would try to spin it as if, she is this pro-blackity black. But you got a lot of stories like this. Jamal Truelove, who I guess he got sentenced to 50 years in prison for a murder that he didn't do. And Kamala sat in there and laughed about it. Sat in court and keyed at him while this man was being wrongfully convicted of murder. And obviously he's free now, which is why he was doing that interview. Good for him, right? I don't want to see people wrongfully convicted of anything. I don't care who you are or what your politics are. I don't want to see anybody wrongfully convicted on anything. But yeah, and I've got a lot more stories like this that are going to be coming. All right, so stay tuned. And actually, I'm looking at something right now that's pretty interesting. Pretty darn interesting. Actually, because I want to show y'all this. Like, this is actually newsworthy right here. Trump has a chance, and I said this actually in my video where I was talking about the Electoral College and Trump's path to victory. Now you have a bunch of polls coming out saying that Trump is within distance for Virginia. That's whoo-wee. Oh boy. Oh, if you pat on Virginia on top of everything else that I expect Trump to win, oh yeah, we still got that landslide coming, which I expect anyway. And in my video, I talked about how best case scenario Trump would take Virginia as well. I believe I turned Virginia red as well in that video clip, if I remember correctly. So yeah, interesting. And if the polls have him down, which they have him down all over the place in these polls, which I don't believe, that means he's either tied or up by a couple of points in Virginia. So we could see a Trump victory in Virginia. And as well, Governor Glenn Youngkin, I believe that's his name, who's the governor of Virginia, he did something recently. Crap, what was it? He did something involving the election recently. I remember seeing it. So I think we definitely could see a Trump victory in Virginia, baby. I know this had nothing to do with the video, but as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I just saw that pop up on my feed. So, I don't have a script. All right. I don't read off of a teleprompter like Kamala does and just repeat the line over and over again. Okay. Ain't no teleprompters over here. This is all unscripted. All right. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.